Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. We are located in Fredrick, Colorado. My name is Larry Vickers. Today we are going to continue our discussion about how Freightliner is a superior product to both Ford and Ram. And today is going to have a little bit different twist to it because we're going to talk more about the used side of things. This is a 2020 Freightliner M2 106. The conversion is Summit Hauler. This truck has 58,000 miles. So let's compare that. Okay, so a Freightliner with 58,000 miles compared to a Ford or a Ram with 58,000 miles, and you want to trade it in. Well, as you know, and we've talked about it numerous times, this truck is designed for longevity. That's one of the big three things we talked about the other day. Longevity is one of them. Consequently, 58,000 miles, this truck is barely broken in because it can go, 750,000 miles if well taken care of easily. So therefore, the 58,000 miles really did not affect it much when the individual sold it to us. Compare that to Ford or Ram. Any pickup that has 58,000 miles. If we just look at the percentages in terms of resale value, the advantage falls to Freightliner. Now let's take a look at this specific truck. As you can see, this is our older body style. This is a 2020, so we had a different conversion company. This one comes with 3 storage components. A smaller one in back, a larger one here, and that there's no divider between them. So as you can see, there's plenty of storage room there. The previous owner had an air hitch back there, so this is all set up and ready to go. If you decide to purchase the Hensley hitch from us, we already have the air lines hooked up and ready to go. As we come forward, 6-gallon DEF tank right there. You can get about 350 miles per 1 gallon of DEF. Beside it is one of 2 50-gallon fuel tanks. The other one is on the opposite side. When you fill up your truck, you're going to want to do that independently. But when the truck is sitting in rest, like it is now, that fuel balances itself out. This is the trickle charger. If you want to run the DVD player at night, all you have to do is get close to a 110 outlet that will assist the batteries in maintaining power. And right beside that is the block heater. As we come around, we'll take a look directly in front. One of the big advantages Freightliner has over the pickups is safety. And as you can see from the front, we can talk about a couple of things that really dominate the competition. First is simply the size and the mass of the truck. If we are in an accident, the chances of walking away from this are substantially higher than an F-350. As we start at the ground and work our way up, we see the previous owner put in a light bar running right across the front with tow hooks on each side. We come up to an aftermarket grill. Above that, as we take a look at the hood, that hood is made of compressed fiberglass. It is extremely tough. We had a hailstorm come through last March that destroyed the pickups, but taking a look at the hood of the Freightliners, you couldn't tell anything had happened. Above that is the windshield, made of 2,500 square inches of glass. That, coupled with the fact that we are already above traffic, makes visibility simply outstanding. And finally, as we go up, we see a row of orange lights. As we take a look under the hood, that is the Cummins 8.9 liter engine, coupled with the Allison 3200 TRV transmission. This offers 360 horsepower and roughly 1,150 foot-pounds of torque. We see how things are somewhat color coordinated under here. Where we see the red, we're going to leave that for the Freightliner mechanics. But where we see yellow, such as here and directly across, those are things you can check in a pre-trip inspection. Now, if we do leave lights on or something happens and we come out and the batteries are dead, we can actually jump start the vehicle right there. The batteries are located underneath the back seat. So let's talk about service for a little bit. And what's the difference between getting a Freightliner service compared to a pickup? Well, we've all done it. We've gone to a local dealership. And let's just take Ford, for example. You pull in with your F-250 or 350. We're stuck behind the Ford Focus in line. We go sit in their lounge and wait and wait and wait without any communication at all. We don't know what's going on. Hopefully we're out of there in 3 or 4 hours. Okay, Freightliner, certified elite dealers like Transwest are all over the country. So you pull in there, they get it diagnosed, they explain and walk through with you the entire process of what's going on. A lot of the dealers, such as this one, if you are going to be hung up for a while, they can take you wherever you need to go. Communication is what is essential in making the Transwest particularly extremely successful in the service department. So that's a couple, so there's an advantage there Freightliner has over the competition just in terms of when you go to get your vehicle serviced. As we take a look inside the driver's seat, both driver and passenger seat are air ride. That adjustment can be made right here. Furthermore, it comes with heated and vented seats. This is for the lumbar system. That lets air in and out of the back of the seat. Underneath the steering wheel, we find a pedal. That is to adjust the steering wheel while sitting in the driver's seat. When you go to start your truck, turn that key about halfway. Let those gauges go all the way over and back. Basically, it's resetting itself. If you start the truck prematurely, there's a chance it'll kick a code that simply doesn't exist. The back seat makes down into a bed simply by pushing a button and then taken back up to the normal sitting position. One aftermarket improvement that the gentleman made to this truck, we see an additional fuel tank built in right here. Then it's automatically connected, so when you're in your travels, it'll automatically feed the fuel. Beside that is an additional storage box located there. As we come around, we'll take a look behind. We'll start at the top and work our way back. The backup camera is located right in the middle. As we come on down, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a Summit Hauler badge right in the middle. As we come on back, here is where we hook up the lights for either our gooseneck or fifth wheel trailer. This is for the Voyager system. Now that's the same system that the backup camera uses. So if you are in need of more cameras, you simply hook them up right there. As we come on back, underneath this plate is the hitch for the bumper pull trailer. As we come on around and look at it from this side, we're going to talk about safety advantages the Freightliner has some more. Another huge one is the braking system. This comes with air brakes. As we all know, pickups come with hydraulic. So if we have a small leak in both, let's compare. If we have a small leak in the hydraulic line, that fluid is going to continue to leak out until A, we get the entire line replaced, or B, it is all out of fluid. And worst case scenario, you go to hit the brakes and there is nothing there. Compare that to air. If there is a small leak in an airline, we can continually press the brakes to get more air into it until we have a chance to get that line replaced. In addition to that, air brakes stop quicker than hydraulic ones. So that's an advantage there. One thing that the Summit Hauler package has done for several years is put additional weight over the rear axle. Well, why is that? Well, as we look at the truck right now, obviously it's not balanced. There's more weight in the front than there is the back. So by adding additional weight over the rear axle, that helps in a couple of instances. One, it helps prevent hydroplaning. If we're driving in rain, things like that, it'll help prevent that. In addition to that, if we are in mud, having that rear weight over that back axle certainly helps out. So that's an advantage that the Summit Hauler conversion brings to the table. Now, since we're out on a used truck, let's talk about warranties a little bit. The Freightliner warranty is 2 years, unlimited miles. So since this is a 2020, the factory warranty has expired. With that being said, our finance department offers several high-quality aftermarket warranties that you can purchase for your truck. I mean, if you think about it, peace of mind is really worth something. As we take a look inside the passenger seat. Again, this is air ride. Even though this is a used truck, I mean, it looks like a truck with 50,000 miles should look. There aren't any tears in any of the interior, scratches, things like that. Under here gives us access to the cab air filters. Another area that the Freightliner dominates the competition is comfort. And from this view, really gives you a good idea just how much room and space is available in this truck. Plus, from down here, we can get a good shot of the DVD player. Let's crawl on in and take a closer look. As we look directly in front, that confirms what I was telling you about when we were on the outside. Notice how we are above traffic. We are above the pickup that's right in front of us if we were driving. So we can see what's going on in front of us. Plus, the large windshield, we can see what's coming along the sides as well. The backup camera is located right above the steering wheel. A high percentage of my customers, if they're driving the truck without a trailer, go ahead and leave that on. Because if we have that on, we can see what's coming up behind us as well. As we take a look at the dash, see how this wraps around? It is not flat. So when you're traveling, if you need to make an adjustment, it's very simple. It's right over here. We're going to talk about just a couple of the gauges. We see it comes with 2 air gauges. The top one, also known as the primary, is strictly brakes. The bottom one, known as the secondary, helps monitor brakes, but it also monitors everything else. The air in the cab, the air in the seats, things like that are all monitored in the secondary one. This is the engine brake. Another Freightliner advantage, all right? This isn't just a little exhaust brake like the pickups have. That's a true engine brake. So if we're towing a heavy load, when we're coming down a sharp decline, such as the Rocky Mountains next door, if we're coming down, we're going to turn that engine brake on because that will slow everything down. In this particular case, you have about 360 horses coming back at you. Consequently, that makes things safer for you and your family and all the other drivers on the road as well. Trailer brake is located here. Now this is an automatic transmission. Right now we're in neutral with the brake on. However, when we go to start our travels, simply release that brake, R for reverse, D for drive, and we're on our way. Now you can turn it into a manual transmission by pushing the mode and using these arrows to shift. Those arrows also, if you push them at the same time, will let you know what's going on underneath the hood. Oil life, filters are good, transmission health is good, and there are no codes. So that's one thing that pushing those arrows can do, is inform you of what's going on under the hood. Cruise control is located up here. Windows here. This is for the locks. A couple of things here. Mirror heaters located here. This is the dump valve that lets all the air out of the bed of the truck. You would use that when hooking up your trailer. Rear air conditioning located here, or you can blow heat into the back of the cab. As we come on down, climate control located here. Cup holders, and as we take a look inside the console, more than adequate storage room located there. So as we review, we talked about the advantages Freightliner has over the pickup trucks, and we took a look at an extremely nice used Freightliner. This is a 2020 with 58,000 miles. If you have any other questions, please reach out to me at 303-684-3404. Feel free to email me at larry.vickers@transwest.com, or for more information, simply click on the link below. Thanks for tuning in today.